So in this video, we're still talking about equations of circles. So what they want us to do is write the equation of the circle below in standard form, then identify the center and the radius. So remember, just like the last video, anytime we want to identify the center and the radius, we really need this equation to be in standard form. So let's write that out. What we want is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. So here, h and k will be my center, and then my radius will be whatever the value of this number is here. So first thing we need to do is we want to create two perfect square trinomials. So in order to do that, this 18x is going to have to come over here with this x. So we'll write that, and we'll have x squared minus 18x. I am intentionally leaving space here, and we'll say plus y squared minus 2y. Again, I'm intentionally leaving space, equals negative 62. Now, what I'm going to do is create two perfect square trinomials. The reason I'm doing that is because remember in our last video, we talked about how if I FOILed this out or if I distributed and multiplied this, it would give me what's called a perfect square trinomial. So there's an easy way to create those. What we want to do is take the b term, cut it in half, and square it. So half of 18 is 9. 9 squared is 81. And remember, if I add it to one side, I must add it to the other. And then I do the same thing with my y's. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. If I add it to one side, I must add it to the other. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to factor these trinomials so that I can put it in standard form. So here, this would give us x minus 9 quantity squared plus y minus 1 quantity squared. And this would equal the value of negative 62 plus 82. And that's going to be 20. So now I have the equation in standard form, but they want the center and the radius. So my center is going to be the values of h and k. So one thing we talked about in the last video, because this says x minus h and y minus k, whatever the value of h and k is in your standard form, we're going to change the signs. So here we see how this is negative 9. It's going to be positive 9, and this is negative 1, so that will be positive 1. That's my center, 9, 1. And my radius is going to be the square root of whatever this number is. So here we're just simply going to say the square root of 20. You can simplify this to be 2 root 5, or you could even write it as a decimal. So let's say that you were going to graph this and you wanted to know about how far from the center to go. So the square root of 20 as a decimal is going to be 4.472. So here we can even say as a decimal, this would be 4.472. Now again, the decimal is my least favorite because this is only if you were having to graph it. If you were just answering the question, I think square root of 20 or 2 root 5, whatever your teacher's preference is, that's the best way because those are the exact values. All right, that's going to be all for this video. I hope that you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and we'll see you all in the next video.